Greetings and welcome back to Hotel Empire Tycoon. And as you can see, the event is coming to an end. And as you can also see from the top, I did not get to the first star. I got nearly halfway though, but not quite. However, I did do a lot of work here. As a matter of fact, the only thing that I didn't open up was the arcade. Perhaps that was my mistake. Alright, let's just take a quick look over here. I believe he's over here. There he is, right here. As you can see, I have all the double rooms, I have all the suites, and for those of you who will press this button, you're going to see that, well, there's a little fee behind the presidential suite, right? So the only thing I didn't get was the arcade, which of course requires 1,650,000. In retrospect, maybe I should have saved my money for that. Alright, so I have definitely been trying. As a matter of fact, all of today I had a little timer. Every time I was in here, I would leave and immediately start the timer for 2 hours, which is the maximum idle time collection. Right? So then I would have the this guy here running, the social networks advertising to get the maximum amount of money. And when I came back, I would watch a video to double it, and then immediately kill the advertising, and then spend the money. So what was I spending the money on? Well, I was spending the money on the rooms, for one thing. You can see that I kind of try to keep them even, but they're doing pretty well. Let's actually just take a look at them. Well, first things first, let's go all the way down to the suites. And the suites, I've also invested some money in them as well. All right, so let's see here. I think this is number 2. Yeah, let's just go to number 1. You can see some of these are actually maxed out here. You know, the desks and the couch. And in this case, this one isn't maxed out. I think most of the time I got that one. And I started moving the beds towards 7. It's just that I would spend the money until I didn't have the money anymore. You know, it's like that. And let me go over to the, where is it? And of course, the restaurant is completely maxed out. You'll notice there's no little arrows, whether they be green or gray. Where is it here? The bar is completely maxed out. And the big money maker up here, unfortunately, it's closed right now. But you can also see, completely maxed out. And let me tell you something, the dance floor was very expensive in the end. Really was. I think the last one was like 400,000 or something like that. So, should I have done that instead of saving up for the arcade? That's a good question. I'm guessing maybe, just maybe, the key to actually getting to that star might be the arcade. Alright, and we have the suites over here. You gentlemen don't mind if I peek in for a moment, do you? I'm assuming that you're wearing your glasses. Okay, those could be like little blindfold to help him sleep or something like that. Anyway, you can see the I got the double beds for the for the suites to 7 because those were good money. You can see the next one is decent money. The previous one was better money. The lounge was very good money, so I maxed that out. The desk is maxed out also. So I mean, I wasn't being cheap about it. I was spending big money here. And like I said, maybe, just maybe, I'm guessing maybe the arcade will end up going there or something. That's a good question. I wonder, that's a lot of space though. I'm guessing it would go over there. And in terms of the power, I took this one all the way up to here, and then these guys over here. You know, I didn't need any more power. I'm pretty good with the power for now. I'm guessing if I added the arcade, I would need a lot more power. But that wasn't the problem. I don't know. Okay, maybe the arcade goes over here. I mean, oh, those are probably the presidential ones, right? These are the presidential ones. You know, if you want to actually, you know, go that far, right? That's what I'm saying. So I'm guessing somewhere along this way is where the arcade would be. Kind of makes sense because you have the bar down here and you have the disco up here. But unfortunately, I will not be getting the little fella here. What's his name again? Pool Boy Frankie. Pool Boy Frankie. I mean, his earnings increases are kind of limited. I mean, the swimming pool, most of the hotels have a form of a swimming pool, right? Spa, there are some things you could refer to as spa. However, scuba, that's very isolated, isn't it? There's only one place that has scuba, right? Don't quite remember. I guess I'd have to look it up. Here, hold on a second. Which one had scuba? Oh, I'm guessing that was Blue Crystal Resort. It probably was. It was probably Blue Crystal Resort. You can kind of see it's right, the one right on the beach there, so it would make sense, wouldn't it? Yep, and I have all of the guys too. I mean, I have all of the employees in all the locations because I have so many people. So, I mean, this line here isn't really a problem because, I mean, look, they're leaving and they're just going to come right in. And then they're all filing over to the bar right here. And once again, I have the maximum number of people, and I also have the maximum number of people over here as well. So perhaps I needed to go for the arcade. Maybe I needed, instead of upgrading the rooms, maybe what I should have done is saved up and gone for the arcade. I don't know. Did any of you guys actually manage to get to 1 star, free-to-play wise, you know, without doing the presidential suite enhancement? You know, I'm very curious. Is that what you did? Because let me tell you something. I have actually been pretty diligent in regards to this, especially today. Like I tell you, every 2 hours I was back here getting the money and spending the money. And as you can see at the top, I got about 1 million right now. It's been I don't know, maybe I have to sit here all day and hit this guy like this. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I do not have it. I did not get the stars. I got nearly halfway. So, you know, I'm not overly upset about that. And as I mentioned in, I think, the previous video, you know, I wonder how relevant the individual is going to be. See, here's the thing. The next episode of this for me is very likely going to be the last episode unless they add another hotel. The reason for that, of course, is because yeah, I have 37 million waiting down there. I've completed all of the double rooms. I did a couple of the suites, all of the businesses. So basically, we have to complete a couple of the suites, finish up the presidential suites we have, and then buy the last presidential suite and do that. I'm at about, I guess, 4 stars and about a 4th. That's basically where I am. So, you know, I only need 1 more episode in order to finish this unless they add more hotels. So I have maxed out all of the hotels, so I don't need them making money for me anymore. I mean, do I actually go back to these for any reason? Not really. I mean, there's no real reason to go back. They're completely maxed out, and I don't need funding for them. I don't really know what the purpose of the these little guys here. What do they call them again? Oh, the managers. Okay, so these managers here. I'm not really sure why we actually need them, because if we max out all the hotels, I guess maybe not everybody's actually maxed out the hotels. So, but in my case, I have. So that's yeah. I mean, the thing about it is, after this, I don't really see a reason to do this event again. Like I said, 1 more video and we're kind of done with this. So I am curious about. I even did this too. I have the full number. Yeah, I got the full number. I also worked on their, I didn't max these out, but I figured that I wasn't having any problems with the rooms. I also maxed this out, except for these. I might as well just do this now, right? Not that it actually does anything, right? I mean, I think it just controls the parking or something like that. And I did a good chunk of the desk here, although I didn't. Let's just make the place look nicer before it vanishes into the void, right? But I mean, all that does is speed up the that right there. I noticed that I was having a problem with that. When I had one individual, people were getting frustrated and leaving. So you really do need to, here. Another reason I wasn't doing that is because of power too. So I'll just kick them up a little bit there. All right, so in the phones. Not that it's really doing anything for me, right? But since I'm here, right? And these things gobble power up, right? 2, and that's it. All right. And I guess it's that time of the day. People are checking out and people are checking in, right? Okay, and tips. The tips are all right. And you, yeah, 48,000. You know, it's unfortunately just the way that is. I did not complete this. Like I said, I don't really see a reason to do it again. I put a lot of time into this, and if I couldn't get to 1 star, I think I would have to put like an enormous amount of time or just change my strategy. I have a feeling maybe that was probably it. Instead of spending money on the upgrades, maybe I should have gone for the arcade. Maybe that would actually produce a lot of money because the, where are they here? I mean, you can see these guys are actually pretty good at doing the money. The disco is nearly nothing at the moment, basically because we have only 16 people in occupants right now. See, but notice none of them are losing money. You know, none of them. So they were all doing very well. The restaurant is actually still doing good with 18 people somehow, right? Parking is, we just saw, outside of the gates, I maxed out the parking spots, right? The bar, the disco, as I said, it's still making money, even though we have only 20 people. We are getting some more people in there, right? So I am curious, if anybody actually managed to get to the star, did they go for the arcade? Is that what I should have done? Instead of investing in the rooms and pumping up the rooms, which I was doing, you know, some of these guys, I pumped them up pretty high. Not as much here, but in other places. I mean, I think the desk is maxed out here, and the couch is maxed out. This one isn't. I think one more it's maxed out, because, no, it's two more. Yeah, I did that in some places there. So, anyway, I think that's going to be it. So, I didn't get to the one-star guy. I didn't get him. But like I said, we do have something to do for one more episode. I don't want to go over there now because I do want to save something for that. Besides, you know, I probably have another 2 or 3 million waiting for me when I go over there too. So money is absolutely not going to be a problem for finishing that, right? Anyway, this was the event. I think the problem with this is if, you know, it's being added in pretty late. That's what I'm saying. This is something that's being put in later. And if you've actually done all of the hotels, yeah, there's not a lot of motivation for putting a lot of time and effort into this. And somebody going over to the presidential one, I don't understand that at all. Unless they are going to be adding more hotels. I don't know that. I kind of hope so, because otherwise, like I said, the next episode we're going to be finishing up that last hotel. So if there are no more hotels, that's probably going to be the last episode in this series for this game, because everything's maxed out. Nothing else to do. So that one is probably going to be coming pretty soon. Probably like 1 or 2 days. We'll see about that. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for now. So we did this event. You saw what I did. I got like the businesses that I did have access to opened up. I tried to work on the rooms. It just, unfortunately, I just couldn't get there in that period of time. I got about halfway. You can see up there about halfway with about 7.5 minutes left. And, well, it wasn't enough. Should I have gone for the arcade? I am curious as to your experiences. If anybody did manage to get to that star, you know, without going presidential, I would be curious to see what you did. So please put that in the comments down below if you did manage to do that, or if you had similar problems to me and that maybe you did do the arcade. So anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it, and play games because games are fun. See you.